All right, listener, ready to dive into something a little different today? We're taking a look at Rumours.
Rumors.
Yeah, it's a new horror comedy film.
Horror comedy.
Yeah, think like a G7 summit, but instead of boring speeches and handshakes,
Right.
everyone's running around trying to deal with like a giant brain. And
The giant brain.
uh,
What?
yeah, it's wild and hilarious, at least according to this Daily Beast review we're looking at.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Definitely not your typical political thriller.
No, not at all. It's like they took every stereotype about world leaders
Right.
and just cranked it up to 11.
I can imagine.
Like Cate Blanchett plays the German chancellor,
Cook.
and they say she's like a dead ringer for Angela Merkel.
Oh, wow.
Pantsuit, the hairstyle, everything.
Wow, that's pretty specific.
Yeah, and then there's the Italian prime minister walking around with pockets full of salami.
See, that's the kind of detail that makes you wonder if they're going for satire or just pure absurdity.
Right, like what are they actually trying to say about these world leaders?
Yeah, what's the message?
And the funny thing is, the review keeps the actual crisis they're supposed to be solving really vague.
Oh, so it's a mystery, too.
Yeah, like we know things are going haywire.
Haywire how?
People disappearing in the woods, rumors of zombies.
Zombies at a G7 summit.
That's what they're saying. But what everyone's freaking out about, that's the real mystery.
Sounds like controlled chaos.
Totally. It's like on one hand you have these powerful people trying to maintain order,
Right.
but everything around them is just going completely bonkers.
It makes you wonder if the filmmakers are trying to tell us something about the state of global politics.
Maybe the real horror is the giant brain all along.
Maybe. You never know with these things.
And it's not just the brain thing, right? The whole movie sounds visually kind of out there.
Yeah, the review actually mentions the director's known for that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Surreal stuff, dreamlike visuals, that sort of vibe.
Huh. Interesting. So it's intentional then, not just random weirdness.
Seems like it. They actually compared it to Triangle of Sadness in the review.
Oh, right. I remember that one. Social commentary, but like really over the top.
Exactly. And with Rumors, it sounds like they're taking it even further.
Further into weirdness or further into social commentary?
Probably both. The reviewer mentioned a nightmarish quality.
Okay, now that's just creepy.
Right. And apparently they're using a lot of 1970s horror movie aesthetics, too.
So like lots of fog and creepy music.
Yeah, and like those really vibrant colors you see in those old horror films.
Huh, wild. It's like they're mixing a political cartoon with a Dario Argento movie.
And somehow throwing a giant brain into the mix.
Don't forget the salami. But seriously, what do you think it all means? Like with those visuals, is it just for shock value?
Maybe,
Yeah.
but it could also be a way of making a statement
About.
about how we view politics today. Like, maybe the world of Rumors is supposed to feel like a horror movie because that's how some people already see the real world.
Okay, I see what you mean. Like it's a reflection of our anxieties about, I don't know, everything feeling kind of crazy right now.
Exactly. And if that's the case, how are we supposed to react to that? Do we laugh at the absurdity of it all? Or do we get scared?
Maybe both. It's like that feeling when you're watching a really good horror comedy, you're both laughing and kind of terrified at the same time.
Right, because even though it's funny, there's also this sense that something's not quite right.
And that maybe those crazy things happening on screen aren't so far-fetched after all.
Exactly.
So, big question here. After all this talk about giant brains and salami, would you actually want to see Rumors, listener?
It's definitely got me curious, that's for sure.
Right. Like, is it actually any good? Does the review say?
Well, they don't give it away completely, which is good.
Keeps the mystery alive.
Right, but they do leave us with this question, like, what's the takeaway here? What's Rumors really trying to say about, global leadership and all that?
Yeah, it's got to be about more than just, like, politicians acting wacky, right?
Right. I mean, the whole thing sounds like a funhouse mirror reflection of politics.
Okay.
Distorted, but, maybe still recognizable.
So it's making fun of the whole system? Or is it trying to warn us about something?
Maybe both. Or maybe it's just trying to make us think about it in a new way. Sometimes you need that outside perspective to really see what's going on.
It's like, we're so used to the craziness of the world, we need a giant brain to shake things up.
Exactly. It makes you question what's really absurd, the movie or real life.
Right, and that's a thought-provoking place to leave it, I think. Well, listener, if you do end up watching Rumors, be sure to let us know if you figure out the answer to that giant brain mystery. And join us next time for another deep dive, though hopefully one with a few less existential crises.